Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am RxOliver, and these are my friends. And tonight we're playing Coriolis, the Great Dark. This is the Flowers of Algorab, session 12. Got with me tonight Max, David, Dave, and our wonderful games master, Brian. Take it away, sir.
All right. There are those among the diaspora who seek to understand the remnants of the forebears, those who inhabited the Lost Horizon before we arrived. Long before, it seems. From the much-delved labyrinth of the Red Garden to the next undiscovered ruin, the builders were prolific in their construction and inscrutable in their design. One thing that is certain is that Builder Ruins means blight. Be it bloom, frost, dust, or ice, the blight manifests in locations that the builders have left their mark. And while it can be a useful indicator of something that was important to the ancients, the blight can change those who endure exposure. A stray touch, a quick inhalation, any contact can be enough to cause a manifestation. Be it physical malformity or mind-shattering nightmare. Most wildcatters and researchers have learned to avoid Builder Ruins. Besides, nowadays the Explorers Guild and their foolhardy staff are claiming the ruins as their turf. And that is where we find ourselves. In a ruin of the Builders. Our group of not foolhardy, intrepid explorers have reached the first marker in the delve where they are experiencing blight. So the first signs of actual builder construction. And you notice that as you get down to this level. To this point, much of the way seems to have been natural cavern. Not dug or carved, aside from the additions that were made, like the narrow stairwell in the main staff that corkscrews its way down. But at this point, as we said last session, you're now on ropes with spikes driven into the walls that, yes, still natural, but here and there you can see a hard angle or a bit of worn glyph, an indication that this is definitely a builder ruin.
Cool.
And so, go ahead.
Sorry, Brian. Is it currently right now? We're on the landing page. I don't know if
I know.
we're in the map. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
I was just making sure.
I'm on Ship City, actually.
So, head back here and pull all of you.
Okay, I gotta bring up my.
While you're loading that up, I wanted to say something. This is not something I've ever done on YouTube before, but I'm going to give it a try. Because people do it, and apparently it works. If you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do the things. Support the channel. Support Dave's channel. Support Brotherhood of the Dice as well. Thank you.
Of course.
I never do that. I need to do it more.
You never do.
Well, I'm currently watching the screen, but I can't see a like or subscribe button.
Okay, so it looks like we're all back at the Lost Vault, and so you should, I haven't changed anything, so you should be seeing the view of your descent as you make your way. It's replacing the depth scan that you've made. I know that you guys have taken some damage and have dealt with some difficulties, so I figure before we continue, because you are at a place where this might be possible should you choose to do so. You can camp in a delve. It is possible for you to rest and spend the entire shift camping, but it requires a few things. One, it requires an area free of blight, which you're not currently in. However, you do have a bird. And one of its abilities is to clear the blight in a zone, which would be the whole kind of square marker that you're in currently, for a shift. If you do that, then someone can make a logic test to basically set up a camp and set it up in such a way that you are able to then spend a shift resting without spending too much. You do have to spend 1 supply, but it's better than the normal 1 supply per stretch that you tend to spend as you travel through a delve. But I don't know where you're all at. I don't know that anybody's taken any serious physical damage.
No,
I think we've had like maybe 1 point of blight damage.
That's me. That was me. Because I was wearing. I'm wearing the exosuit instead of the other.
I'm on 37% health, but my hope is I'm on 37% hope, but my health is 100%.
What do we regain through the rest?
So if you take a full shift rest, this would be if you want to use it to its full potential, you would essentially like sleep, right? And so that would be your sleep shift for the day. You won't be able to get another one later on in the day because you can only do that in 1 shift. But if you do that, you'll get 1 point of health, 1 point of heart, and you'll get to roll 1d6 for hope restoral.
Would that
and
also
the bird will regain a point of energy.
Only 1 point of energy.
Only 1, I believe. I can double check.
I think it's probably 1. It's probably 1 per rest.
I've got an affliction. I've got the trembling affliction. Would it remove that? It says heal time 1 shift, so I'm assuming that would be.
It would. It would also remove a condition if you have a condition.
No, I've only got that at the moment.
Would that get rid of my the head thing that happened to me, or is that still a couple days?
No, your ear is like we're on day 2 of 5.
Okay. That's totally fine.
Yeah, that you're stuck with until
And
5.
am I right?
I should probably mark the date that's up to. Give me 1 second because I do want to mark that.
The delve checks are agility, aren't they?
I think so.
Agility, yes.
Correct.
So
agility, strength, or perception.
If we can rest, that'll remove my trembling affliction because that gives me the dazed on my agility, which is a disadvantage, minus the dice on my agility, which will affect the delve rolls.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I did look that up. So you can change rolls during a delve. I'm not gonna like go back and change this now, but in future, just so you're aware, doing so actually takes a full shift where you take no action and don't travel. So it basically it costs you a shift and a point of supply in order to change rolls.
To swap what? Okay.
To swap rolls out, yeah.
Okay.
So if one of us gets affected and we want to swap, that's going to take a full shift.
Correct. But you're not moving, you're not making a roll, you just spend a point of supply and like
it's an option.
Basically swap gear around and talk about, okay, we were doing this, so this is how you want to continue.
I've got
probably give yourself a breather.
I've got a 5 agility, so if it comes to it, I can be the secondary delver.
Well,
so that's what you're doing. You were doing that because he was getting dazed and you had to switch around doing that thing.
Yeah, you are currently still the delver.
I am the delver,
David, go ahead.
Could I suggest if we are going to rest, we move 1 section back up the shaft and rest there, if that's possible? Because clearing...
I will let you move. Well, in order to have a place to rest, because again, that shaft is pretty much vertical.
Right. So
I will let you move. Well, I will, but here's what I'm going to do.
There.
You've already traversed the space. I'm not going to make you make a delving roll to go back up, but I will make you spend 1 point of supply for each marker. Because you're spending time and supply to get back up to that safe zone.
Now, if you look at that, that might be a place to rest, but also, if you look at the way that goes, that might be a place to rest. It's flat.
No.
That's an unexplored location, though.
Yeah.
That would be the place to rest.
Yeah, this
On
would
that
only
slope.
take you 2 supply and no rolls. Going over here will take you
About 4.
4 supply
A couple of rolls.
and 1 roll.
But will it then take us 2 supply to get back down to here?
It would also take you 2 supply to come back down, yes.
Yeah, because basically, if we travel up there and rest, it will not cost Ashes any energy.
Any energy, and he'll get 1 back. Yeah.
Exactly. If we rest here, then he would spend an energy but get it back.
What it is, the blight is still there. Will we go through the blight again?
Oh, David, let me back you up. So I just looked it up. The burp recovers all of its energy after 1 shift of complete rest.
So yeah, so
Nice,
we can do the
nice.
blight thing here, and then just boom. That's cool.
Well, what I suggest is that Ashes clears the blight here, and then soul delves those of us who are very low on hope, and then we have a full shift rest.
So Ashes has already done 1 soul delve.
Yep, which means he's down to 3 energy.
So you could do 1 clear and 2 delves.
Two soul delves, yes.
Yeah.
And then
But is there a
set up
limit to how many soul delves he can do per
No,
day?
it's just his energy.
No, yeah, whatever energy he has, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is 3 he
Because
has,
you
isn't
still
it?
have to succeed at that roll, yeah.
Yeah. He has 4 energy, but he's down to 3 at the moment.
Yeah, because he's already used 1.
Yeah. So what do people think?
Well,
Stop
what is
doing
everybody's
rest?
hopes? Yeah.
My hope's at 3 of 8.
Mine's full
several
again
of you
because
have severe hope issues right now.
Ash is
one of
recovered
eight.
because I was broken. So if we
you're
rest,
fine.
it'll help everyone else out. But I've just got the condition now,
Mhm.
or affliction. Sorry.
But the rest will get rid of that, so rest does help all of us.
Yeah, I mean, if he does 1 cell double for you, Oliver, that at least gives you that point in case if you roll a 1 or 2, you only get 1 or 2. But if he does like the full whatever it is,
Well, he could soul delve Oliver and David and
Yes.
clear the zone.
And then,
And then rest and get all his energy back.
yeah,
And then get all of his energy back.
I think that's the plan. We'll do Soul Delve on the 2 of us.
Very good. So
Clear-
I
clear
will
the blight.
ask Ashes to clear the blight first.
Okay. I
Okay.
believe that's a roll.
Bird
Well,
handling
I have
roll, I
to
think.
ask him to do it. Certainly, yes. So, bird handler, and this is on
Insight.
insight, and I haven't got anything else to assist with that.
You don't have any bird
let's make it-
candy?
Bird candy, don't you?
I do. I have 1 piece of bird candy,
You got your last one. Save it.
but 8 dice hopefully will give me a
8 dice
success.
is pretty big.
Surely you get 1 on 8 dice, eh?
Nope.
Maybe not.
What? Come on.
So, before you start pushing rolls, because I think that's going to break you,
Yes.
Ooh.
you can spend the 1 point of energy, and then he fails, and then do it again.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably best.
But then he'll only be able to soul delve 1 of you.
Agreed.
But rest, and he'll
If that
still get
even
the full energy
succeeds.
back.
Rest and then he can do
Yeah.
another one.
Potentially, yeah. Because again, if you take a full rest, you're going to get 1d6 hope.
There you
so
go.
He clears the blight in the
There you go.
area.
Okay. And
Now,
as far
Who
as
is he going to soul delve? Probably you if you're at 1 hope.
Oh, yeah. You first.
well, is Osric the best person for it?
We don't need you broken. You've got control of
Yeah,
Ashes.
we don't want you broken because
Yeah.
you've got Ashes. I would say that I'm pretty important here because I'm on 3 and I'm doing the delving. But
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
we're getting back
During
to
the
Dave
rest,
doing
you
the
can
delving.
swap back to...
Yeah, we're going to swap back to Dave doing the delving.
Yeah.
I think yours is more important. Do mine second. I'll take 1 in the morning after the rest.
Maybe. You might get enough hope back.
I might roll. I might roll
you-
5 or
yeah.
6, so I might not need it in the morning. You do yours. Soul delve you.
Well, we can have a smoke together before we go to sleep, can't we?
Yes.
So long as you haven't done that yet today, yes. Again, that's also.
I haven't done it yet.
That's a per day, not per session thing, isn't it?
It's per day.
That's,
I've
yeah,
done-
getting the bonus is a per day.
I've done it today, I think. I don't think I've done my trinket
Yeah, I think
though.
you did last session.
I don't think I did. Did I do my personal trinket last session?
No,
I don't think
and
so.
that's once
I've
per
still got
session.
that. I've still got that.
Oh, I've run out of Siri because I actually used it.
You
properly last
fucking
Uh-oh.
junkie.
You used it on me. Yes.
I was down here.
Yeah.
I was down here though, so
Yeah.
I can't get any more.
You drug addict.
Okay, I will attempt to get Ashes to Soul Delve, my good mate.
So delve yourselves.
All right, I'll try and get Ashes to Soul Delve.
Soul delve yourself first. I've
Okay.
got 3. I could roll 5.
Okay,
That'll
he succeeds.
do.
So your hope is
There you go.
refilled.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, so as far as what Ashes does, once you find a place that you think you're going to settle, kind of right at that bend where, yeah, there's still a bit of a slope, but maybe there's a jut where you feel like you might be able to at least all of you sit down and take a rest, tying yourself off together. Somebody is still going to have to make the logic roll to basically set the camp.
The fact that we're sleeping on a slope just reminds me of the prison at the Eyrie in Game of Thrones.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Tyrion.
I got the logic 5, so.
Well, I believe
Well,
that,
I don't think we're
myself-
hurting for logic in this party.
Yeah, we've got loads of logic.
think-
We've got logic coming out our arses. Me and David have got 6 each, and we've both got the talent and the
but-
to re-roll logic.
So,
Twice.
Ashes kind of floats up from you and spreads his wings, and just this kind of whitish nimbus flows out from him, and it slowly kind of comes out at first and then just like flies out in all directions, and you instantly feel that the blight is cleared from the zone.
No, that wasn't.
And then he turns.
That wasn't the blight clearing roll he was making. That was the soul delve roll he was making.
No, I know. I'm just narrating both.
Ah, okay.
Then he
okay,
turns
okay.
and looks at Osric,
Oh, he did 2.
and
He did 2. He's got successes twice, hasn't
well,
he?
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
trying hard at first, and then it went. So then he turns and looks at Osric, and you can feel his gaze just penetrating yours. Nobody else sees anything, but you can almost feel him flying into your mind and into your heart, and just this warmth overcome you. As
Well,
your
everybody
hope is
else
restored.
sees Ashes glow in a warm orange,
Okay.
illuminating me.
Nice. And then that glow probably then also flows over you and just kind of spreads to cover you in your entirety until then it ceases and you're back to normal. So, let's get a logic roll from one of you. You can get help from others.
Well, shall I help you, or do you want to help me? I mean, is there anything are you good at doing anything?
I mean, logic is what I'm good at. I've got 6 on logic, and I've got the same
but,
talent where I can re-roll it twice. But I'm currently still low on hope, so I need to rest before I do too much. Saying that, I can
well,
make.
in that
I've got
case-
3. I can make a roll just now. I could just depends.
Well,
I can't
you
push.
need hope.
Well, I mean, all of you can help. There's nothing that says that all of you can't help in setting camp. So
we're just
whoever
sit-
wants to make the
Right.
roll,
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'll
you
can get
I'll make the
3
roll.
bonus dice.
I'll make the roll
Yeah.
with 3 bonus dice then. Phew.
All you need is 1 success.
So it's logic.
And how many supplies does this take? So I can take it off.
It's going to take 1 supply to set up a
Okay.
camp, though, and
Okay.
to rest for the.
Would my
stretch.
investigator talent come
sorry,
into this?
shit.
Because I'm searching an area for the
No.
best place to rest. No. Okay.
This
No,
wouldn't be
there's one.
investigator.
There's
Eh,
one.
you've got. You don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, that's fair.
3
I will never be upset for you to ask.
plus 3, right?
Yeah.
9 dice, surely. Eh? Oh, fuck off.
Oh no!
I've got no ones
What's
though.
some of these rolls
I've got
tonight?
no ones. I'm gonna push it. Let's hope I don't get 3
Well, you
ones, boys.
No, don't you have that reroll thing? No.
Oh,
I
there you
can
go.
reroll logic twice.
Successful and no one. So you
No
lost
ones,
1
eh?
hope,
I lost 1 hope from the
but
push.
you were successful.
I'll accept that then.
So you've got a camp set up. So you can now rest for the shift, which I assume that you're all going to do.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So someone
So
remove
that is your rest for today.
one.
So you regain 1 health, 1 heart, and you can all roll a d6 to recover that much hope.
And we've got to remove 1 supply, so I'll just take off. I'll take 1 off my sheet.
No, I already did.
You've already done it. Okay.
Yeah, I've been the one that because I've been carrying so much, so I've been.
So what we're doing? 1d6 for hope, yeah.
Yep, 1d6 for hope.
Come on, 5 or
need
6.
to.
Oh,
I don't need. Oh,
What's going on?
Get that one back.
Okay.
Have you
But
already...
again, Ashes is full. Energy
you rolled it as the group. Is that right? Do we? Oh, we're rolling as a group, aren't we? In that. Sorry, just realised the Crimson Raiders. Thinking who's what? Okay.
Aye, that's us.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Just because that's the
you
token that
probably
I've got
have
highlighted.
Yeah. Okay, so Blight is going to flare back up after a shift, but you've already dealt with the Blight in this area, so we'll deal with it as you move forward. I'm assuming we've switched our roles back to
Yes. And before we continue in the morning,
where
I'm gonna.
the...
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Can I just ask, have you used a dose of tabac yet today?
I have, yes. I already did.
And
today.
is tabac once per day or once per shift?
Once per day, I think. Once per
I
session.
believe, like most drugs, it's once per day. If you start using it more than that, you start taking penalties.
Ooh, once per day, so
And
I could.
it doesn't help.
So I could use it today and get 1 hope back.
No, I mean, this is still the same day.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's
You
not.
used it
Not on a new
earlier
day.
in the-
We're still
yeah.
on the same day.
Even though
I
you slept, this is still the same day.
I haven't yet used my personal trinket,
You haven't used your personal trinket,
which would put
so
me
you
up
could
from
use
3
that
to
if you
4.
want to.
But I'm on 3. I think we should probably just do a soul delve on me, right?
That's your
Well,
call.
do we need to at the moment?
Not yet. Not yet. We can save it. Because
We've also got
Dave's going back to
We've
delving
also
now.
got the Delver has the rally maneuver, which all explorers within medium range restore 1 hope as well. So there's a few.
That generally is
things
done
we-
during combat, so you want to keep that under your belt. But like, yeah, that is
Oh,
the
okay,
maneuvers
that's a
are
combat
used in
maneuver.
combat.
Yeah.
Generally,
That's if a
yeah.
combat happens in the delve, isn't it?
I've
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
Now, with the way
Oh, well.
that one, actually, with the way that one works, it is fairly simple and straightforward. Everybody, gets a hope back. I'm willing to let you use it, but then I believe, well, no, see, because those are designed to be used once per encounter. So I'll do it like this. I will also let you do it once per shift.
I don't think we need to. I was just, I was just saying it's there as an option.
Don't use it just
Yeah,
now
I
while
think-
only one's down.
One's got
'cause you're wasting.
3.
Yeah, you're wasting
Well,
it.
yeah,
that's how you
exactly,
could
yeah.
always just use your trinket and get yourself up to a 4.
Yeah, and like if you get into an encounter, then sure, use it. and
I'll
definitely-
spend 10 minutes with my little trinket. I will get my little notebook out. I'll write notes on the growth of the species, which plants are doing well, which bugs are doing well, and I'll write some notes on my little terrarium that I carry in a bottle around my neck, and that will put a hope up. So
I
that-
shall pull back the pack of tobacco that I offered you, open it up, take one out, and
Take a puff.
Okay.
And also, just to remind all of you, you are still currently in your suits, so you spent an entire shift
Sleeping in our suits.
claustrophobic, face
Yeah.
painted, plates closed,
Oof,
Oh,
in
yeah.
suits.
not nice.
Yeah, I'm
I
used
guess
to
you
it.
could have taken off your helmets because Ashes did clear the blight from the area.
And we've got breathable atmosphere here, right?
You do have breathable atmosphere.
Maybe
But
I would
still.
take the face mask off then.
Okay. So now that you all are all settled, I do want to also remind you that there are stretch rests as well, but every stretch that you rest is also going to take a supply, if you decide to do so. That's like a 15-minute or so rest.
Okay.
But at any rate, are we good to continue?
Yep. I've used my
think so,
trinket,
just-
so I'll go up to 4.
One quick question to Ozel.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of suit have you got on?
I've got a light. suit, a light delving suit.
I tell you what, you take over. If you, have you got full hope again, or are you close?
No,
because
I'm half.
my suit knocks me down by 2 dice.
Oh.
So I'm only rolling 3 at the moment.
Well, I'll be rolling
if I
5.
had a light suit on,
wait.
I would roll 5.
It's agility, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll roll 5 then.
Yeah, Dave. I think what happened is that you took my medium suit, and there's a light suit.
No, he always.
I've not got a medium suit. No, I've got a standard suit, but the standard suit's padded, and it gives me armor protection, which means it's a bit bulkier than a light suit.
Yeah.
But it decreases
So
your
again,
agility rolls.
you're learning. This is your first. Although you have all, as the characters have delved before, this is your first delve you're experiencing. So you're learning.
It's my
if
second,
you want to swap out your suits afterwards, you'll be able to do that.
I have done it before, but I've played about 1,000 games since then, and I don't remember.
Another thing to consider for the delver specifically, obviously, is the delving talent, which can help.
I might consider
What's
that.
also interesting is that, well, no, you can't stack talents like that. So never mind.
You can only roll 1 talent per roll, eh?
Yeah. It's all okay, so
here's a quick question. Before we could spend 1 more shift and get Edris to teach me the Delver talent, because you have it, don't you?
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No.
Okay. If you had it, we could have done that. That would have been helpful. But that's fine. I'll stay as Delver just now. I've got 4 hope and I've got 5 dice, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, before we go any further, I shall ask
back.
Ashes to scout ahead, please. Looking for Blight.
Okay, you want to scout ahead from here?
Indeed.
Very well. Make the roll.
Ooh,
yes.
That's
all right.
That's great.
Make sure we're accepting successes so we don't accidentally push them later on.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, I forgot to press that.
No worries. Okay, so he can scout ahead 4. So he goes here, 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 and here. And he comes back and tells you that the shaft kind of angles down at an angle here, and then is pretty much straight down, very rough, no stairwell. And at this point, the blight begins to intensify.
Ooh.
Blight is here, here, and here, and here it begins to intensify. He would rate this blight and the blight of the zone that you're in as minimal. Here he says the blight is the next stage up from that, whatever the next stage up from minimal would be.
Mediumal.
Mediumal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just made it up.
Word.
Minimal, mediumal, maximal, right?
Depends how many ratings there are. Go on 1 to 3 or 1 to 10?
I suppose.
For everything that I've seen, I believe it goes to 4 is the maximum for a marker.
I really like rating things out of 7. It drives people crazy. When someone's like, "Oh, but do you think it was good?" I'll be like, "Yeah, it was definitely a 5 out of 7," and it drives people mad. They're like, "What are you doing? You can't do 7." I recommend you all try it. It's fun.
So, are we moving ahead?
Yeah. Well, Ashes. That was a scan for Blight. Ashes now has to clear Blight.
No.
No. We go ahead.
That's only if you're going to camp. He doesn't clear the zones you're traveling through. That would.
Oh, okay. It's just for camping and
effort.
it's just for stopping, right? Okay, so we can travel through it fine. Okay.
So again, as a
defense.
reminder, as you travel through Blight, however many you travel across, right? So let's say that you manage to roll well enough to travel through 3 markers.
Mm-hmm.
If those markers are rated as 1, 2, and 1, at the end of your movement, you're going to suffer a strength 2 attack, not 4.
No.
You only suffer the
strongest
highest
one, right?
1.
So you could go through 10 1s and a 2, and you'll only suffer 2.
Correct.
Right.
If you rolled that many successes, that would be amazing. But yeah, let's let's see that delving roll with agility. Again, you can get help from everyone. I believe you still have the climbing gear, although it's been damaged.
Yeah, did you give the climbing gear back to me, David? You did, didn't you?
I haven't got it on my sheet.
I have got it. It's I've got it.
Yeah.
So
I don't
it's
think you guys swapped it.
agility with
agility plus 3 bonus dice from your friends all helping you.
Yep. We've got the
and then the
climbing kit and 3 base dice.
Yep.
Let's go, boys. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
No no ones though, right?
No ones.
No, I saw one.
There is one. So I'm going to take 2 if I push it at least.
So here's the thing: if you accept the failure, you, I believe, still travel ahead 1 zone. It just costs 2 supply.
Oh, I think we could just take that then, eh?
I do the 2 supplies.
Yeah, take 2 supply off then, Max. We'll just accept that.
Okay, so you travel ahead 1 zone.
Yep.
So we get like what, right about here?
And well, let's see what happens. You are very far from the
music got all mysterious just as you said that, Brian. I don't know if that was deliberate. If it was great.
It wasn't.
Oh, no, I've heard this one before.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I've heard them all before.
The other downside is that if you fail the delve check, it affects the encounter roll. But that's right.
Fine.
Okay. Again,
okay. But I didn't know that.
You don't want to break.
By the way, viewers, we may have some more tracks being added to the soundtrack soon.
So, this is actually going to affect everyone. As you are traveling down the slope, I need everyone to make a strength test as the ground starts to shake.
Oh.
Okay.
My strength sucks. I don't think I'll have any talents for this. Nah. What's this? Survivor? No, I'm just gonna take it off. I can't even. Nah.
Oh, this sucks. I've only got a 3 strength.
Yeah, I've only got a 3 strength as well.
I got a 6 strength. I'm trying to figure out which.
Failed.
I failed. Oh no, I got 1 success. I'll accept that then.
So, the question is there any chance I could do, like, if something's like a pickaxe, I can go whacking and kind of hold myself in place? Is there any way I could do that, or?
Sorry, I forgot. Did my exhausted go when I was resting?
Yes, resting gets rid of conditions.
Yeah, it should.
In that case, can I please re-roll?
Resting gets rid of 1 condition. If you have multiples.
And do you choose that, or do we choose that?
You may actually, I'm gonna delete all those rolls because here's the thing. Let's back up a minute. We'll keep Oziel's success.
Thank you.
Just because I'm nice.
You are.
A kind and benevolent GM.
Yes,
Max brought up a good point.
You guys are handsome.
Yeah, thank you. You are traveling together. You are. You said in the past you're like roping each other off and you're working together. I will allow all of you, if you can explain to me some level of I'm working with my group to be as safe and as stable as possible, I will allow you up to a 3 die bonus.
Because we're working together.
I can do that even with an item and a skill, talent.
Okay.
1 is minor because we're going through mines and stuff. I'm dealing with that kind of stuff because it could be like a slick service.
I'll give you minor.
Yeah, you're used to narrow passages and stuff.
So I can use in case right there. I can use it as like not like a climbing pickaxe.
Do you currently have equipped?
Yes, that's one of the things I keep with me because I'm not wielding my hammer right now.
So I will let you use minor. I will let you use the pick, and I will. If you're just relying on yourself and not anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, are you? Well, here, I'll put it like this. No, we'll make this work in the system.
Okay.
You can, as an individual, if you don't feel like you have enough to do this on your own, Rico probably does. Oziel already succeeded. If you don't think you can do it on your own, I will let you expend supply, indicating that you have roped yourself off, or you use like an ice pick that you pull out real quick. I will let you spend a point of supply to get a bonus die up to a maximum of 3. But you have to spend 3 supply to get 3 dice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can have up
So
to
it's a
one
way
bonus
to
dice
use your
per
supply to
spent.
help you. Or if you have talents or equipment like Rico does. So Rico, you have talents and equipment. Whether or not you want to spend extra supply for more dice, that's up to you.
It's
No,
strength.
I think I'm good. I'm good because that is.
You're gonna have 8 dice. Yeah, you're gonna have 8.
Yeah, have
he has 8 dice.
Like
Go ahead,
9
make a
dice.
roll.
All right, let's see.
Ooh.
You gonna push it?
Well, no, that's not a 1.
There's
on
no
the
ones.
thing. I'm gonna push it.
Okay, you got a 1 on your gear dice.
Okay, so your pick got damaged,
That's totally fine.
and you lost
1 hope.
1 hope. It's not bad.
It's just the one you
okay.
lose for pushing, isn't
So
it?
that's a success. I wouldn't have done that as an attack, but that's fine. Pickaxes, it has the bonus regardless.
Oh, I must have clicked
It
that
is
on the
damaged.
wrong one. There was 2 pickaxes.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
that's fine.
Ah, you did it from
So-
automations there.
That leaves Osric and Edris.
So,
well, I think
just
I will
so-
expend a supply.
Before you do,
to-
David,
To
can you clarify? Are you removing now the explanation? So if we could say role play how we are helping each other or supporting each other, is that
That's
now
going-
gone?
No, that's going to allow you to use supply to get a
Oh,
bonus.
so that allows. Oh, sorry, I
You
misunderstood.
can use the
right,
supply,
so
but you've got to explain it. How
Yeah,
you
I've
do
got
it.
you. I've got you. Sorry, David. Go on.
Well, I mean, I've got a load of things tied together. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm carrying the Garuda device, and I've got the
Uh-huh.
cage for Ashes to protect him. I've got my archaeology stuff on my back. I've got extra rope to tie me to the rope to make sure that I don't drop any of this stuff.
Okay.
It might cause me a problem if we get into a fight, but we are going down a shaft.
You need the
so
pack
I
wheel
think
talent.
I can.
Another way you can justify using supply in this instance is you drop some supply. Like you start to stumble and you lose some of your
to
supply,
make your
but
hands
that gives
free.
you a bonus dice.
Yeah, to make your hands free, you just lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's different ways you can describe it, but yeah.
Okay, well, I will knock a supply off
Okay.
and hope to. So it's strength dice +1.
+1 bonus die, yeah.
I believe in you.
Unless you have any talents or anything that can add to it.
No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah, I did.
You've
I didn't
got.
think you did. I'm
He's
just
got.
saying.
David does all the bookworm talents.
Okay.
And
No ones.
So no ones.
I'm going to push it.
Good luck.
Okay.
Hey.
I got
Oh
the-
no, I was looking at the wrong
Oh,
roll.
I
I'm looking
failed.
at the wrong roll. That's not good.
And
Oh
I
no.
failed.
Oh no.
Okay. So we'll deal with your failure in a second. Dave.
Can I just vanish for a second? I've got to let my.
Oh yeah,
sister-
go ahead.
Of course, yeah.
Back in a tick.
So I've got no skills that help me with this. I've got no no equipment, but I will be communicating with the guys because I know how dangerous it is having been already in a bad spot. So I am constantly like communicating with them every step we take. If that, do you know what I mean? So I'm just constantly like on at them and talking to them to make sure.
Coaching us.
Okay.
Trying to be. No, you're coaching me because I'm struggling with this a little bit. So I'm,
Right, I'm coaching you
it's
then.
more to like comfort my character, just comfort, because a little bit shaken still after that spell on the rope, dangling and
All right.
fainting and
Yeah,
all
right.
sorts.
And the vision.
And the vision, yeah, still shaking, although not got the condition. So I'm going to spend 2 supply.
Okay.
So 2 base dice. Please don't be a bad roll.
Come on, believe in you. That's a good roll.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
hey,
got
that's a
1-1.
success. So
Okay. You succeeded. Great deal. So maybe as you were stumbling and like double checking with everybody, you do lose some supply, like some food canisters or maybe a few batteries like just fall out of your pack and tumble down the slope and then into the abyss that you're certain is down there after Ash's report. David unfortunately does lose his footing.
Oh no.
And so David, you are going to suffer a 6-die attack.
Ooh.
How many?
Base 1 damage.
How many?
And become dazed. So I'm just going to have to roll this as a regular attack.
Does his armor soak that?
It
Like,
can,
that...
yeah. Yeah, it's an attack, so armor can work.
It's a physical impact.
It also could, I could roll no successes, which would be 0 damage, right? Like,
I mean, we have that happen to us. We rolled attack, but like, oh yeah, you get no damage.
That's got 0 successes,
and
isn't
I
it?
rolled 0 damage. So you take 0 points of damage. However, though, you are dazed as you lose your footing and slide several yards down the slope before managing to prevent your continued tumble. So no worse for wear, but dazed.
I think it's probably all that extra rope I've got tying me to the main rope. I'm just hanging on it at the moment.
Okay.
It's like, you see Rico
Guys, can you help me back up? Sorry.
Yeah, you see Rico kind of like pulling up, like, I got you.
All right. So that is your event for this particular zone. Did we remove a supply for travel?
Have you done that, Max?
We lost some supply to the rolls.
Yep, I was
but
waiting. Yeah, I've already did that. I just hit that.
All right, then.
Cool. I can just hit the supply button.
Ozil, go ahead and make the next delving check.
Should I actually mention this I am an honourable person. Do we have to make a blight resistance roll here?
Oh, you do. You're right. You do.
Well done, David. Whose side are you on?
Thank you. So everybody needs to resist Blight 1.
Yeah, so you just roll armor's
roll
blight
blight
protection from your thing, yeah.
Yep, Blight
unfortunately,
protection.
mine's gonna be like.
Yours is less. You have some.
Hey,
I
I got
know.
a success.
Ozil's fine.
My guy.
Oh, blight protection. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blight protection.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No, it doesn't damage it, so don't worry about that.
Oh, it doesn't.
But
Oh, okay.
no.
Osric's got one.
Osric is fine.
Max weighs 1 dice.
So-
Unlucky, mate.
He's wearing the exosuit.
Yeah.
So, Rico and Edris
Edris.
both suffer a point of
Heart.
despair.
Heart
You lose a
damage,
point of heart.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I've got 10 hearts.
It's just 1 point, yeah. So, for now. You don't actually, rules-wise, you don't actually have to roll a Blight manifestation until you're broken by Blight.
Okay.
So, alright, so now we'll get our delving roll.
Next
to
delving
see
roll.
how far we can get.
Agility with the
3 bonus
3.
dice.
with 3
Yep.
plus
You're all working together.
climbing gear, yeah.
Plus climbing gear if it still has a bonus, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's still like +1.
It's got 1 out of 3.
Oh, look at that. We
Hey,
finally
two
got 2
successes.
successes.
I fucked the climbing
Hey,
gear though.
that's
So, what's that?
I fucked the climbing gear. I got a.
No, you didn't. Not
did I
unless
not?
you push.
No, until you push, dude.
Oh, do you not? You
don't
so
push
you,
it.
Don't
so you
push.
don't get
Accept
that one
it.
if you don't push.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Correct.
sweet.
Ones don't count until you push.
And when you do
Ones
push,
don't matter.
you take all the ones
Then
you rolled
ones start either causing hope or
plus another one.
hope
You take one
damage
just for
or-
pushing, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so you can move ahead 2. You can spend 2 supply.
Do we want Ashes to go ahead and disperse that area before we go to the next one? Because he said
That
there was,
would be
there was a...
that would be a vulgar use of Ash's energy. Plus, he can't.
Unless we are camping, then it's.
Unless you're camping.
Oh, no.
Plus,
no.
Well, here's the thing, Max. He can't clear an area he's not in. So you don't send him ahead to scout and then clear areas. Scout is go out, come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you want to clear the Blight, you have to be in the area, which means you traveled into it, which means you have to deal with the Blight anyway before he clears it. So.
Okay.
It's a good thought, but no, that's not how it works.
No, I just didn't know if he could just clear it ahead of us.
I'd like to ask Ashes to go ahead and scout now anyway. Yes, we know that this area ahead of us has got a lot of Blight in it, but we don't know what the tunnel does after that.
Let's deal with our tunnel, our event first, and then our Blight soaking up, and then we'll get to that. So, event, we moved ahead 2. That puts us at.
Did you do 2 supply, Max?
13.
Yeah, 1 second.
Nice
There
one.
you go.
Thank you.
We passed. Okay. Max.
Mm-hmm.
As you all are rappelling and climbing and finding your way down, you manage to find yourself in a strange situation. So you're all going between using handholds and footholds, and also you're roped off, right? Because it's mostly vertical.
Yeah.
You're all kind of finding your own path. Even if you're roped to each other, you're kind of finding your own path. You find yourself amidst a bunch of strange rock outcroppings.
Okay.
Think like stalactites, right? You know, stalactites hang from the ceiling in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
But these, for some reason, are jutting out of the walls. And they are kind of making it difficult for you to navigate the path that you've taken. Somehow you didn't see them as you were preparing yourself to go this direction. So I'm going to need you to roll strength.
Okay.
I will let you use minor or exo specialist.
Okay.
Since you are in an exo.
Okay.
By the way, for future, if you want to switch to a delving suits also count as exos.
So you would get his exo specialist when using a delve.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know I could do that.
So you can, but you can't use both, obviously, because those are both talents. So you got to pick one, minor or exo specialist.
They're about the same.
Exo just means something you wear on the outside. It's from the Greek exo for outside.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't use my pickaxe that kind of has a hook, like just kind of move around it.
You could maybe knock a couple of them off. You could maybe break them to get them out your way with the pickaxe.
I'll let you use it as a tool. Make sure you're clicking on it from your equipment sheet and not the weapon sheet this time. But I'll let you use it as a tool.
Okay. All right.
Oh dear, Max.
But there's no ones. There's no ones. So.
Oh, you got one. You got
succeeded.
1-6. There we go.
There was 2 ones.
You got 1 success.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, there were some ones, but that's fine. You succeeded.
There wasn't any ones.
So you managed to find your way through
because
without...
he pushed, and the second one was a 1 on the second set of rolls. There wasn't any ones on the first set.
It's fine. I'm used to it. It's like,
you managed to find your way through without any additional struggle. Now that you've dealt with that, everyone needs to make a blight protection check against 1.
Okay.
That's a success for Osric.
Yay.
And for Edris.
Oh, we're doing blight protection.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Oh, Max, take another point of heart damage.
Nope.
And
1 heart for me.
Take another point of heart damage.
Ouch.
Oh, take your first point, I guess.
First, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
First ever, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so now you want to have Ashes fly ahead.
If Ashes can go ahead and tell us what is ahead in terms of spaces and also Blight. I mean, he might find an area that's clear of Blight ahead. We shall have to see. I can be optimistic.
You can. You can.
Oh man.
No, he doesn't
These
understand.
roll tonight.
No way.
Well,
Okay.
I won't push. We will go forward one and see how bad it is.
Okay. So go ahead and accept that then, if you're going to take it. And Ozil, next delving check.
Okie dokie. Agility with. Oh no, I don't have the climbing kit anymore. Just the 3 now, yeah.
You have the 3 plus
the climbing kit.
I don't think the climbing kit is. I think it's fucked now.
Oh, yeah, you didn't break it, did you? No, you didn't break it.
No, I didn't.
No,
You're right. I
well,
didn't.
It is.
Yeah, it's still good.
Oh, no.
That's 2 6s. I'll accept
That's
that.
still not 2 successes.
You managed to travel ahead 2, which I'll wait until you move.
I removed 2.
That's 2,
Is
and
it
that
one?
brings you to the bottom.
Ooh.
So the ground flattens out beneath you, but let's go ahead and get a let's spend the 2 supply to get down that far. Okay.
I did.
And so that's another 2. Okay, we don't have a guard.
Nope, that's Garuda.
So let's
Shit.
somebody roll a d6.
I'll get that. 1.
Ooh, 1.
I believe that would be Edris to the left of the guard position.
As the scout, yes.
So Edris, as you hit bottom, you feel a sudden pressure wave press up against you, and your suit, and you're a little concerned that it might crack something. So go ahead and make a strength test.
Ooh.
To see how you can endure this
shit.
pressure.
Ooh.
Do you want to push it?
I do. I only got 1. I can live with. Oh no! Shit! Sorry, I accepted. I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to push that.
Okay. Well, I'll keep in mind that you had 1-1. Why don't you go ahead and
Do a strength test again.
do a strength test again?
You lose 2 hope.
Okay. So you lose 2 hope and you fail.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no! Oh.
Let me look at your character sheet.
Oh, you might have lost something.
You have a lumen pistol, a coiler rifle with scope. Those the only 2 weapons on you? Sure is. Roll a d6 for me.
Ooh, I don't like this, Dave.
Oh.
6.
6.
So, although your suit maintains its integrity, you hear a definite snap and crack from the coiler rifle that's currently slung over your shoulder.
Oh, brilliant.
And it is currently broken.
Okay.
I can always fix that later. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it later.
Potentially.
Essentially,
You could fail and then it's broken for good.
Well, I know I said I could probably fix it. I didn't say I could. Like, no, it's like I probably could.
Let's survive the delve
So-
first before we worry about that.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm
Yeah, I know,
just
that's what I'm
thankful
saying,
that
it's like-
my mask is not cracked.
0. because
Right.
it
Well, it's
is
better that
broke.
takes the damage than your suit.
Yeah,
So that's how I'm saying.
100%.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're at the bottom. You obviously traveled through kind of a mid-range zone. This zone you'll find is much the same. So everyone needs to make a blight protection test against 2 blight.
So does that mean we need 2 successes? Or
You
the
need
damage
2
is
successes
the damage is
to
2
resist
minus
it.
whatever we get. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help me.
Oh, come on.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Boys,
Okay.
boys, boys.
I lose 2 hearts.
I'd lose 2 heart as well.
Was that everybody?
Rico,
Yeah, yeah.
Ozil, Idris, Ozil.
Osric.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
failed.
Everybody failed. So yeah, everybody
fails,
loses
2
2
each. Oof.
So I'm all right for now on the heart front. Not too bad.
Well, I'm 3 out of 7, so yeah.
Okay, you're at the bottom. The ground has flattened out. You can, as far as your lights can see, there's a tunnel ahead of you that does continue to be, looks like roughly on the level.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna head forward then.
I shall
down there.
ask Ashes to look forward again.
Scan ahead,
Okay.
Hope
baby.
I do better this
That's
time.
that's free for him, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't
Scan?
cost
Yeah.
energy to scout.
Scans
Yeah,
no
that's
energy.
right.
Scans free. Yeah.
yeah, it's no energy.
Hang on, I'll pull that up. Scan.
Scan, I believe, does take a shift though. So again, that's going to be another point of supply gone.
This
Yeah.
power does not require energy points. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That had such success, I'll drop a.
I
Okay.
just noticed the expression. It tells you what actually happens. So the bird flies out, it comes back, and then it goes up to the scanner and goes and punches in some data with its beak. It actually
Yeah,
punches in
basically.
data into the thing with its beak. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, can't talk, so
So-
I mean, really, so.
How are we looking on supply here? Just out of curiosity.
I've
I
still got
3
10.
on me.
I've still got 10.
Oh, you know what?
I've
I
got
could be wrong.
9.
Did you take away supply when I said that? That it takes a supply to do the scan?
Yeah.
Put 1 back. It doesn't.
Okay.
The deep scan takes
Ah,
a stretch. Not having him do his power is not a stretch. So forget I said that. Anyway, so he flies forward. He does manage to get into this zone
mhm.
where he comes back and he tells you he can't go any further than that.
No.
hmm
And he indicates that the level of blight in this marker and this marker are the same as the marker you're currently in.
Which is lower medium.
Right.
It was
Can-
yeah.
2.
it was
Can-
higher, wasn't it?
what
Yeah,
you
it's
dealt with.
2.
Can I manage to deduce from his response whether it is natural ending or whether it is builder-made ending? In other words, is it a natural cave ending or is it
Oh,
construction?
Closed
he'll
door.
just tell you. He'll just tell you there's a vault door.
Right. Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So, gentlemen, I don't know if I can survive that one. I might break if we go through 2. Honestly.
It's part of the journey, Rico.
What's the plan?
Part of what we signed up for.
We can. Ashes still has power, so if you get broken, we can fix it.
I could ask
Um,
Ashes to
no.
clear the blight.
No.
So Ashes doesn't have the ability to, I don't think, restore your heart.
Oh, it's
No,
yeah.
no,
So
just-
it's not heart, is it?
It's
Yeah,
hope.
it's hope.
hope.
Yeah,
It's
shit.
hope.
How do you restore heart? Just rest.
Yeah, that's the only way. Well, there are also decontamination kits, but which I mentioned several times before you
But
guys
we
came
don't
down
have
here, but
them, yeah.
nobody ever decided
Oh,
to get anything.
Yeah,
like
next time
that.
we're gonna get them, and next time we're buying 10 climbing kits, not 1. Next time we're gonna have 3 climbing kits each.
Well, I will make sure to wear my rigger suit. I'm like, shit.
We don't want to
What
get
are
you
you at?
heartbroken. He's
What are
on,
you at, Max?
What are you on? 3, yeah.
I'm at 3 out of 7.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you have to stop in each of those two, you're going to have a problem. If Oziel manages to get 2 successes, you'll make it to the second one and only have to deal with 2 heart or 2
rolls.
You don't have to deal with both if you travel that far. If you're slow and you only make it one at a time, you're going to have a problem.
I'll get
either way though. I mean, that's just where we're at, right?
I'm going to make
so
these
if you get broken,
that's
just part of the game. Fun stuff will happen, and we'll see what goes down.
Absolutely.
I think I'll
gets a blight manifestation.
I will delve us through there, Max. I will delve us through there. Don't you worry. You ready?
Because if you go back up right now, you're gonna have to deal with the same problem.
Let's go.
Is this still requiring use of the climbing kit?
So now that you're not vertical, you won't get a bonus from the climbing kit. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just
but
doing.
If you can think of something else that might be useful, or
agility +3, right? Talents. I don't have any talent that's going to work for it. Nah, I don't think any of my talents are going to work for it. Equipment.
Let's go with agility +3.
Yeah. I don't think I've got anything equipment that's going to help with it. Here we go, boys. Oh, fuck off. There's no ones on that, so it's maybe only one here. I've got 4 hope. I'm pushing it. Come on, be good to me. So
yes.
I've lost 1 hope only, and I got my success. Okay, so I've got 3 hope left, and we're through one of them, Max. You ready for the next one?
Yep.
I've got this, mate. I've got this.
It's not that easy. So you travel 1, spend a supply.
Yep.
Got it.
3.
Okay. You can now deal with the event, which is 16. You did pass. Oh gosh. Okay.
That sounds like what you say before we all die.
Oh no, it could have been a lot worse. So if this had affected Rico, this could have been bad.
Okay.
But it's not. It's affecting the Delver, which
right.
is Oziel currently.
Which is me. Yep.
So, Oziel, go ahead and make a perception test for me.
Right. Now I might have a talent that helps with this.
You might.
So, perception and talents. I have got investigator, which is for investigating areas. I think equipment-wise, I also might even have some stuff because I think I've got binoculars.
They're medium to long range.
Does that help at all? Does investigator help? Do I get investigator?
I've got binoculars.
Does investigator help?
Let me read investigator to you. Hang on.
Yeah.
Investigator, you get +1 base die per talent level when searching an area for clues.
Yeah, you're not searching for clues.
Nah, I'm not searching for clues.
This is just general perception.
I've also got something else that in certain situations it's gonna... You cannot be taken by surprise. This means that the attacker of a sneak attack doesn't get any bonus against me. It's not an attack. Okay. I don't think I have anything else then.
Yeah. And I don't know about binoculars in a cave.
I think I have them anyway. Oh, I do have them. I do have them, but it's not going to affect anything. Okay.
Do you have a scanner of any kind?
I've got the deep scanner.
You can use that.
Oh, okay. So that's 3 dice.
As
okay.
a tool.
Okay, so logic.
Knowing that if you roll 1s and push, it could be broken.
Plus the deep scanner, but no assists from anybody, right?
No, nobody.
So just logic and deep scanner, and yeah, okay.
No, not logic, perception.
Oh fuck! I've rolled the wrong dice. So let's ignore that. You want to delete that one? Sorry, my bad. I've got 1 less dice on perception.
It's too bad because you succeeded, but yeah.
I know. Deep scanner. Okay. Be good. Oh, no way. There's no ones on it though. Come on, be good. Right, that's a 6.
You succeed, but you damage the scanner, which is fine.
I don't lose a
always
hope
purchase
when I
another one.
damage equipment, do I?
Correct. No,
No,
you don't.
no.
Yeah, doesn't
Just the
happen.
gear. Got ya.
All right. So as you're trundling along this relatively flat path, maybe some chirp from the scanner like draws your attention, and you pull it up and take a look at it, and notice that immediately in front of you there's like a patch of blight that you were about to stumble into.
Oh.
And so you quickly step to the side and fumble and drop the scanner,
And that's how it takes
which
the
is now
damage.
damaged,
Yeah,
but pick it back up, and so you manage not to walk into just a pool of blight frost, which could have been bad.
Okay, I'll say to Osric, oh, we've got Blight right up ahead here. I almost walked into it there.
Everybody else saw it. They were wondering why you didn't. No, I'm joking. So we are stuck here in this one though. So everybody does need to resist 2 blight for me. Blight protection test. Oof. Not gear dice. Oh, it is gear dice.
It is
but
gear. I got a success. Come on, Max, get a
Again,
success.
1 success.
No.
So
2 for
Okay.
Max.
down.
So,
Yeah. So Max takes 2.
so 1
Edris
success
takes
means I
2,
take 1, right?
And yeah, Osric and
Okay.
Oziel both take 1.
Okay, we might have to rest
You're not
again.
broken yet, right, Max?
He's in a bad way. We might have to rest
Nope.
soon.
Well,
we
no,
can't.
so-
We can't rest again, can we?
You already did, yeah.
Just need to...
And I don't think a stretch rest is
It's enough for
something
heart.
you can do for heart.
Needs to be a shift rest.
If we're only 2, the thing is,
Broken could be fixed.
We've-
Don't panic.
we've got to get back out of here.
Yeah.
It's not just once we reach the vault door. We've got to go back.
When you leave, you don't deal with blight. It's only your
Oh.
first crossing that you deal with
Okay.
the blight, the area blight.
So we know. Yeah. So
That
we
I
go,
double checked.
imagine that works
But
as you're going back through it. You already know where the blight is in
You
that
know the
region, so
way
you can
and-
avoid it. Yeah.
And you've already dealt with the exposure, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
But we currently need 16 supply to get out.
No, we've got
yeah,
more than
that's
that.
what are you
We've got-
at?
We've got loads more than
And
that.
what's our total looking like at the moment?
I think you're pretty good.
If
I've got
I think it
9.
shows on the group sheet. If you look on the group sheet, it tells
It
you
does.
35.
That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ended up bringing a lot, which is good. Okay, so Oziel, we need another test.
Okay, delving again.
Yep.
Which was agility and 3 base dice, yeah?
Yep.
And... No, that's it.
I should
Yeah,
have one
that's
of
it.
those.
2 successes.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so you can't actually travel 2 ahead. You can move ahead 1, and then we're going to stop. We're in an encounter zone.
I did not mean to push that. I did not mean to press the push button there. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'll delete it.
Just gotta give myself my 2 hope back, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go
Thank
ahead.
you. Because that put me down to 1.
Yeah, you can get your 2 hope back.
Thank you.
So, you are now in an event area, and when
Ooh,
you
we've
enter an
got
event
map
area, you
icons.
don't have to deal with the zone blight, which is
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
So let me get to. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So you've been traveling around this tunnel for a while. It varies in size, but it goes anywhere from, you having to somewhat squeeze through a crack to large enough that the 4 of you and possibly even more people could walk shoulder to shoulder. But it is relatively straight. It's largely natural, but you do occasionally see indications of builder construction here and there. A ruin, obviously, as we described before. But as you enter this area, you notice a couple of things. First of all, you can almost visibly see, almost like a breath exhaling towards you, a mist or a vapor that the hairs on the back of your neck and your scanners are telling you is a blight emanation. It's a physical thing that you can see at this moment.
Like the spiders were a blight, a physical thing with blight.
Yeah,
Is this a
but like it's
blight
not.
surge?
It's not a blight surge, no.
This is a blight creature. This is a blight
Just letting
thing.
you know, it's descriptive. Like you can see these kind of undulating waves of blight energy moving towards you and past you. And before long, you step into a large, somewhat circular chamber that seems to be carved directly from the asteroid stone. The walls are dark and smooth with age. Your lights indicate that it possibly even goes as high as 10 meters, perhaps. In a rough dome of some kind. And there are alcoves. So if you picture the room as a circle, it's rough, but if you picture it as a circle, on either side of the entrance where you come in, there are 3 alcoves kind of in the lower hemisphere of the circle. Then there's the upper hemisphere of the circle that kind of disappears in darkness, but you can feel and see in your lights these waves of mist or ice crystals of blight pulsing out towards you. What do you do?
When you say 3 alcoves, is that 3 alcoves on either side of
either
this
side?
entrance?
Yeah.
So there's 6 alcoves.
And it looks like, sweeping your lights around, it looks like there is something in the alcoves.
Oh.
I will also give anyone who would like to make it a perception test.
Oh yeah, I'm making that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Can I have a look at the...
This is just base stepping into the room perception test to see if you notice something.
Investigator on this?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, now I get the 6s.
No, 2 is good. Okay. So, assuming we're all sticking with those,
Yep.
Edris and Ozil, you will notice. Oh, did you want to roll, Max, or are you just letting them?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Just
I'm good.
He's not taking any risks right
No,
now.
no.
No.
No. My kiddo's here, so I'm kind of dealing with him at the same time. So
That's fine. So actually, I would say that Edris probably sees this, not Ozil, because I was looking. This was a little bit more difficult to see. Edris, you notice that as this wave of mist or ice crystals or whatever it is, this continuing kind of almost like breathing is being pushed in your direction by something. You notice that while some of it kind of blows through you and past you down the corridor, it seems like it actually splits off into small, like, concentrated, almost like rivers.
Yeah, like branching.
And they go into the alcoves. So some of it seems to be pushed, or something is pulling,
like it's being drawn,
some of this energy
point
into each of the alcoves and attenuating it somewhat before it hits you and then travels down the corridor.
Which I will point out to my colleagues that I see.
And now that Ozil points it out, you can all kind of see that shift in the mist in the air as it is exhaled towards you, almost.
Weird.
And is there any sign ahead of this vault door that Asher's told me about?
Well, this chamber is not small, so I mean, you assume it's ahead of you in the darkness, but you'd have to move into the chamber to get your lights to see it.
But we've got an idea of how the blight is moving, so that'll give a better chance of getting around it.
Well, you're being hit by these waves of blight. So far, your suit is protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we cautiously go ahead?
We need to get out of the
check
blight.
the alcoves out, or
Rico can't take any more of it.
I don't think we have a choice in this room, do we?
Even his exo seems to be standing up to these exhalations for now.
I think we move on, try and find the door.
Well, I suggest that we go forward enough that we can look into the first alcoves and see what is in them, just in case there's something which would object to our presence.
Something that could jump out and go ooga booga, you mean, yeah.
So
it looks like
first
something's
to the left, first
pulling
to the
the
right.
blight to the alcoves.
I shall have a quick look in my journal to see what's what the tradition is as builder runes as to what is the least dangerous. Logic roll?
Sure. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Go ahead. Logic.
It's
And
better than just tossing a coin, you know.
Yeah. Also, I do want to say this. I understand, Max, you're concerned about the blight. If you get broken by blight, couple of things. You have to roll a 66 on a d6 for it to kill you outright. Otherwise, it's just a condition you got to deal with, right? So it's unlikely that you're going to die flat out.
You got 1 in
Secondly,
36
fun,
chance.
Max.
You have a 1 in...
People can get you up.
It's a 1 in 36
Secondly,
chance.
people can get you up. And thirdly, I want everyone to be aware of this. While you might have some, as a player and as a character, you might have some idea of how roughed up you feel in terms of health, or how weird you feel in terms of your mind. Blight is like radiation. You have no idea
not notice it.
how much you're being dosed by.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, you obviously know how much heart you've lost,
But Rico doesn't.
but your character has
doesn't.
no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got one success. So I effectively tossed the coin, and whatever my journal said is the tradition for builder ruins.
Sure.
Safety.
So traditionally, and possibly different from the standard kind of point of view of people in Ship City, if you go by human sensibilities, traditionally the left-hand side is seen as the more positive side than the right-hand side in builder ruins.
We will.
Builder.
Yes. The only question is whether it's my left or its left. So we'll go with my left.
Okay.
Lead on.
So if you look to the left, well, assuming you're moving to one of the alcoves and kind of taking a look inside, right?
Yes.
See, I live by contrary opinion. If everybody bets one way, I say bet the other way. So
So you're going to look at the one on the right, are you? Splitting the party?
I'll
You
go
can.
with Osric.
I mean, you're still in the same chamber. You can certainly do that. If you want.
Osric, this is more your domain than mine. I will bow to your knowledge on this, so I will follow your lead. But that would be the way I live. If everyone says one thing, I go the other way.
That's me in real life.
Exactly.
So,
but I will bow to Osric's knowledge.
assuming you're heading to the first alcove on the left.
Yep.
As you look inside, you notice something very easily to see. It's not hidden or concealed in any way. There is, for lack of a better term, dais or altar, upon which is lying a figure in very familiar gray robes. And on top of that, since Osric himself is a Coriolite, and Coriolites are able to identify other Coriolites by their masks, you know this Coriolite. You've met him before. It is.
Ah!
It is a Grey Warden. It is one of the Wardens of the Well.
That's what I thought when you seen the grey robe.
It is Ser Aaron Mir Bilal, one of the leaders of the Wardens of the Well, the one who in fact spoke to you at Najjar's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And he is lying on this dais, on his back, hands clasped on his chest. For all intents and purposes, from what you can tell, he appears to be sleeping or perhaps meditating. But that stream of blight appears to be moving into the dais. And then around his body, there is like a field of this blight essence that is encasing him.
Oh.
Roderick, what's going on?
Does it seem like he's alive, or?
Yeah, he said like sleeping.
From what you can see, yes, he appears to be alive.
What weird
Like he's
Coriolis
breathing.
ritual is this, Meebo?
This is blasphemous.
It looks
This
like
is
it.
not Coriolite rituals.
No, that's not
Alright, we
normal
pull a
behavior.
gun and
is
like,
it?
do we just shoot this guy?
He's
or-
Do we
basically
try and wake him up?
he's like having a sunbathe in Blight. He's having a Blight bed, basically. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we dealt with one guy who was completely blighted out. You know, with the eyes.
I
you
will
know.
allow all of you currently to make an insight check.
Okay. Don't think any of my talents are going to help on this.
I'm not pushing that.
Unless Investigator does. Am I looking
Yeah,
for clues?
you don't have to. No, this isn't.
Yeah.
Unless you consider memories clues.
No. Oh, it's insight, not logic anyway, yeah. Okay.
Do I get
Yeah.
any bonus?
1, 2, and a
as
3.
Coriolite or cultural savant?
And Cultural Savant, as a Coriolite, I will give you 3 bonus dice.
I'm going to accept my fail and hope that...
Osric.
I'm going to accept my fail and hope that Osric gets a success.
Well, if I take the cultural savant, which is +1, and then add another 2, yep.
Well, no, you just add the talent, and then you should be able to add 3 bonus dice on top. Oh, I see. Cultural Savant.
Is a talent.
But
that
you
he's
are
adding.
also a Coriolite. So, yeah, that's fine. Use Cultural Savant and add 2.
Okay, so that's perception. Yes.
No, it was insight.
Insight.
Oh, flip. Let me re-roll that on insight.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got no successes on that one.
Jeez.
With your 8 dice.
At least you know it's like, oh no, it's like anyway.
Law of averages, you should get one or 2 sixes on this, like. There you
Probably get
go.
0.
What did I
Yes,
tell you?
there you
What
go.
did I say?
Okay.
So, with 2 successes, you seeing him like this now has struck a chord with you. And you recall, how old is Osric?
Quite young, wasn't he?
Ooh, hang on a second. I can't honestly remember. He's relatively young, I think.
I think we were all fairly young, weren't we?
Where on the sheet does it actually say that?
I don't think it does. Don't think it does say age on the sheet, to be honest.
Okay. Well, he's early 20s anyway.
Okay, so you're all young.
Yep.
I will say, though, that you recall and maybe you had like the sneaking suspicion of this back when you first met him at Najjar's funeral, but it just didn't come to the fore as much as it does here. Sir Aaron, he was the same warden who officiated the burial of the last Archimandrite, whose position he replaced, the head of the Grey Wardens, the Wardens of the Well. According to some of your family, well over 40 years ago. In fact, you recall some of them even mentioning his name in reference to rituals and things that occurred with the Wardens of the Well 60 years ago.
Oh.
80 years ago.
I get where you're going with this.
And this is a man who must be, at least by the appearance of his body, in the prime of his 40s or 50s.
So this man looks
so
like...
the Blight is giving him a natural life.
Yeah, so he looks like he's in his 40s or 50s, but stories...
Maybe 100.
Things that he's been involved in makes him more like 100, doesn't it?
Mm.
And Coriolites are still human. They're human people, right? They've got a normal lifespan, average lifespan 80.
And the year that we're in is it 189, 189?
189, yeah.
So he's not far off being just a generation from when Ship City was founded.
He could potentially be
on the cusp of a founder.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's got an unnatural extension
this
to his
guy
life.
knows. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I think we had best not wake him
Just not wake him up.
whoever else is here. I think we need to turn this off.
Oh.
I agree.
I wonder if there's another 5 of them in the other 5 alcoves.
Or give it to everyone in Ship City and not just the exclusives.
I'm sorry.
It's an obvious energy source.
I'm sorry. This is...
It's unnatural.
Blight.
It's not nice. No, it's not a good thing. This is like a mutation.
What's one of the main laws of Ship City?
No blight on Ship
Yeah,
City.
but laws are there to be broken. Laws are made by people, and they're not always in the people's interest.
No, but although it appears that he's extending his life from this, Dave, it's probably having other really bad side effects that we don't know about. It's probably driving him mentally,
I am saying this as Edris, by the way, not as Dave. This could be an energy source.
About blight effects?
I'm just saying it
I
could
look at
be.
him. I look at him pull out the big hammer. I look at the guy sitting there.
No. Do not disturb him.
Don't do it.
Where he is.
But again, I bow to your knowledge, but...
Knowledge?
Yeah.
Right.
I know nothing of this. How can you consider that I do?
But whatever they're doing
So is Oziel going to check any of the other alcoves?
I am going to have a look on the first one on the right.
Yeah, so there's another Warden of the Well on the dais in the same position.
Are the
Seems to be alive.
Are the Wardens all Coriolites? Is it a Coriolite faction?
It is.
Yeah.
But it is also somewhat separate. Like, you have to be accepted into the Wardens of the Well.
Secret society
They live separately. They
version.
all take rooms in the City of the Dead. They're Coriolites, but also separate.
All right, so there's a machine causing blight. Is it like what we're trying to take out or turn off?
I believe rather than disturbing them and potentially having to fight them, we should find whatever's causing this and stop it.
But then, Osric, if we stop it and he dies instantly of old age, do we get blamed for murder?
Or wakes up.
No.
And is pissed off if he wakes up.
He will have been killed by the Blight.
He'll have been killed by old age, technically. Because it was the Blight keeping him alive. So if we switch off that Blight and he dies at old age, he's died in natural causes.
You have to assume if he's currently in a field of Blight and his life has extended as you assume, anyone who actually makes an examination of him would be able to determine that he's been affected by Blight, which is against Ship City law.
Well, you remember
and he's an official. He's like an official.
Well, I was saying, you remember the 2 glyphs, right? There was one of the destruction,
destruction and life,
and destruction.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Maybe
I don't
that's
know,
what,
it's-
maybe that's what I meant by life.
We
'cause it's
clearly,
given life.
we clearly don't understand enough about Blight. We've been
No.
told that Blight is bad, Blight is bad, Blight is bad. Yet we've got two of your esteemed Coriolite here
using it.
And they're only
using
two there.
Blight to
Corrupted.
sustain their
Is there only
life.
two there, or is there 5?
So maybe there is a side to Blight that we do not understand that has properties that could save Ship City.
Aye, but I
And
wonder.
these
Not
Yeah,
unreasonable.
we understand.
And these are
that-
trying to use it for themselves, like every corrupt official governing body does.
and
Look
we
at the
also
Zapti,
understand
corrupt.
that they were using Davudon to try to stop us.
Correct, because they didn't
Yeah,
want us
that's
to
also
uncover
true.
the truth.
So therefore,
That's
we
why,
find what's causing this and we turn it off.
because he only works for Coriolites, so it would
If-
make sense that he's working
That's
for
the
them.
if we can turn it off.
If
That's
we
the
can turn
that's
it
the
off.
question. If we can turn it off.
If we can turn it off, we should.
I
I
would
think
I would
so.
like it to be on the record that if we turn it off, we accept the consequences, and I suggested another
Oh.
route.
I
Okay.
accept consequences for the advising
Noted.
this.
Noted.
Okay. So what are we doing? They, even while you're having this conversation, right next to someone who you think might just be asleep, they
Mhm.
haven't stirred.
Oh, we're whispering.
Well,
This
we
conversation
can. I suggest we continue on to the far end to the vault door. Check the other 2 vaults, alcoves as we're going,
Alcoves. Mm.
but on each side. But head straight on to the far end.
Sure. So, as you imagined, the other alcoves have other Coriolites. Well, let's be specific. Other Wardens of the Well.
Does Osric recognise any of the others, or just the one?
He does not.
He does.
Except maybe he saw one of their masks at this burial or this ritual at the
So he
city
recognises
that
the
he-
mask,
he
but doesn't know
wouldn't
who it
any of
is.
them personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you head forward to where you would assume is the vault door that Ash has told you about,
Mm-hmm.
get back to where that is in my notes.
Also, Brian, we're gonna have a halftime break soon, so think about a cliffhanger. When's the best time to do it?
Yeah, we will. We will.
Flick the switch, click, gone.
Not quite that simple.
Unfortunately.
I know.
As you move towards the other end of the hall, cavern, whatever you want to call it, your lights do find, much to your expectation, at the far end, what would be the top of the circle of the chamber, large vault doors. These doors themselves are at least 5 meters tall,
Oh wow.
which would indicate, if they needed to be that height,
Something
a
big goes
race
through
of
it.
Titanic proportions compared to
Yeah.
you all.
Yeah, but was the entryway that high? Like the tunnel that we came through, was that high, or was it a
It wasn't.
smaller?
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
The
Hmm.
vault
Oh.
door itself
Incidentally,
is
on the way through, do we find any more climbing kits?
no.
Well, these wardens obviously got down here somehow.
They did, aye.
Oh, actually, you know what? We'll deal with that after. Let's
Yeah,
handle this, and we'll go to a cliffhanger.
The vault door. The vault door.
Because you might want to look around before you enter the vault door.
Yeah.
So the vault door, it's a double door. It has, well, you can barely tell it's a double door because it is covered in white, kind of pinkish frost that you recognize as blight.
Mhm.
It is frozen shut.
Oh.
And on the left-hand side of the vault door, in writ large, cut deep into the rock, is the glyph Ishra, the glyph of life. And on the right-hand side, Similarly, carved into the rock is Dolam, the glyph of the Blight, of destruction, of death. And we'll take a break there.
Excellent. Very nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. See you in 5 minutes, Twitch. And we are back for part 2, folks. Let's see what's going to happen.
So, you see this giant vault door that is just totally encrusted with Blight ice. And the emanations of Blight are coming out of the door somehow. You've seen the glyphs of life and death on either side. This is, as I mentioned earlier, this is an encounter area, so if you wanted to spend a little time in this chamber kind of looking around before you deal with the door, you can.
Very good.
David said something about looking for climbing kits. You don't see any equipment from the Wardens of the Well, but that you haven't checked every nook and cranny of this place yet, if you want to.
Well, I think we should have a quick check to see what else we can find associated with them. I mean, as far as they themselves are concerned, were there obvious weapons they were carrying?
Not that you could see, but they were
then
wearing
the robes could
robes.
contain an awful lot, yes.
Do you think there's a way that we can use the supply to trip them, or at least make a trap if they do wake up?
No, for that you would actually need explosives or things like that. Supply isn't going to let you set up something like that. It's a good thought, but
if it's ropes, we can always kind of tie them up on their catafalques, but probably not. I think if we need to have a search and try and find out what we can about this chamber and see if we can deduce anything about opening the doors for a start.
So, if you're just going to search around, I will give you some stuff for free. First of all of you can roll 2d6.
Okay.
There's a lot of detritus on the ground that you can sift
Not
through.
a D66 though, 2d6.
Yeah, just 2d6.
I think that was mine, the 3.
Mine was the 8.
Can't tell which one to switch because they all came from the Crimson Raiders.
No, that's fine.
Mine's
We'll just
6,
total it
4,
up.
and 2.
So
Okay.
16, 20,
19,
25. So you find about
25.
25 shards
Oh.
with a capital S. Shards are generally just kind of detritus and stuff from builders. They have builder glyphs on them sometimes. They're bits and pieces, but people find them valuable and there is a market for them. And oftentimes people like you will come out of delves with some, because the guild doesn't need them. The guild is interested in artifacts and relics, not these. Essentially, think of them literally as, I think what they're meant to represent in this game is like potsherds that you would find in an archaeological site. They're valuable to some people, but they don't really have a use. You know, they're just from ruins of the past.
They're
right?
artifacts.
They're artifacts.
Archaeological artifacts.
People are willing to pay for them.
People are willing to pay for them.
They're builder Pokemon cards.
It's like a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, basically.
It's like a piece of the Berlin Wall. You can't do anything with it, but it's a really
Yeah.
valuable collector's
Absolutely.
item from a piece of history.
Now, I will also tell you this. You found 25 of them, but 4 of them take up 1 slot.
Oh, so like same amount as supply.
I think I have a lot.
I could take 4.
I'm
And that'll take me up to 7.25.
Well,
Now, in addition to that, you do find on the lower kind of hemisphere of this circular chamber, you do find off to one side what appears to be like a neatly placed setup with gear that has obviously been used to reach this point.
climbing gear,
pythons and rope, will say that if you want to rummage through their stuff, you can recover some supply if you feel like you don't have enough.
I think we've got enough. We've got over 30 odd. It's going to take 16 to get.
Do you think they would have any...
Remember,
I have a quick question. Do you think
the shards are more valuable than supplies?
The shards are more valuable, and they take up the same amount of space.
Yep.
It's just a case of whether or not there's sufficient stuff there that we could repair our climbing kit. Replace it with bits of their climbing kit.
I mean, you could. I would allow you to spend a shift here and attempt a repair roll.
I don't know if that's wise.
But who knows when they're going to...
They might wake up.
Yeah, I don't think that's wise.
And we need to be gone.
And we will also suffer more blight for a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rico can't take any more blight. We don't know that, but Rico can't take any more.
Yeah.
Well,
what's more important is trying to
go ahead, Max.
What we can about getting through this door.
Right. Max, what were you saying?
Well, it said I've looked over the equipment, and there is it's like the metadose, but there's something for the other one is like the decompression or whatever it is that allows to heal 1 heart.
So there are things for heart, not just rest. There are other ways to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the decontamination kits are only usable once you've broken.
Ah.
Okay. No, there's the dosage. No, there's the dosage. It's like 300, and it heals 1 heart.
I'm pretty sure that's if you're broken.
We haven't got any of those though, have we?
But you don't have any.
You don't have any currently.
Yeah, I didn't know.
We can look at that later. But
yeah, that's what I was just saying. If these guys had something like that, I was like,
no, there's no indication that they have anything like that at all.
I bought a drug that improves my logic. That's it.
These apostates have. They're working with the blight.
Yeah. As you're searching around, I'll say that you also notice that, honestly, the only tracks that go up to the vault door that you notice are yours. They seem to avoid this end of the chamber.
Yeah, it's like they've came down from the Well of Souls and been here, but not been past there. Like they only used this half of it.
Just got into the alcoves and that's it.
Through, it's like they only used that. What's behind that door? I wonder. Why is that door 5 meters tall? Were the builders giants?
There's some people that think that the builders were larger than humans. Yes.
Can I have a look at this door to see if there's any way of opening it?
What's the IP I'm thinking of where it is the builders and they're big giants? Is that Alien?
I think you're thinking of Alien, yeah.
Yeah,
which
the
probably is
the engineers. That's it.
It's the engineers.
It's the engineers in Alien that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So yeah, Edris, if you move up to the door, it, like I said, it's covered in a rime of this whitish pink blight frost. Like you know that is blight frost. If you're gonna open it, somebody's gonna need to scrape enough of it away. Actually, as you get closer to it and look at it, right? Obviously, I'm assuming you're not touching it unless you absolutely need to at this point.
No.
Because you know it's blight frost, right? But you can see under the surface of the frost, it looks like there is kind of central a glyph underneath.
Which I will relay to my colleagues.
I wonder if that's a glyph for
I rush over there.
Something there, but it's covered in this
unfortunately,
blight.
it's pretty obscured by the frost.
Now, I know Ashes does
I
clear blight. When Ashes does clear blight, is that just for when it's in a gaseous form, or can Ashes actually attack physical blight like this frost?
No, so I mean, I kind of allowed you to use his ability with the Blight Spider in the first session, but like generally, clear blight is just kind of intended to
blight radiation for an area.
Make the background radiation kind of reduce a little bit. Yeah.
So you can't actually just melt this frost.
No.
Now we could scrape it off, but I'm worried about the noise.
Well, we could.
Well, you guys have been searching around for a while, and there's still been no No response from the people.
We could ask Ashes to enshroud a person.
Okay.
Then
What does enshroud do?
Being enshrouded protects you from blight, doesn't it?
The bird envelops an explorer in a protective field, fully protecting them from the blight for one stretch. The power can be used as a reaction against a blight attack.
Could that be on me? I got a pickaxe. You could just shroud me. I could just start chipping at it.
What if it fails? You're the one that's got 1 heart. Just maybe
we don't want to wake these guys up.
Just loan your pickaxe to somebody else, maybe.
Does it look like we'll need something like a pickaxe to chip it off, or is it something that I can
you need a tool.
Would my archaeology kit be able to scrape it off? Would that be better?
I would imagine you would have tools in an archaeology kit.
So the door, or
sure. I mean, your archaeology kit would have like a trowel and
brushes,
some small files and things like that. That would count as a tool for this as well. Yeah. So could the pickaxe.
Okay, but would it require a kind of strength check to chip it off, do you think?
No, just take a little time.
Has
Has
it got the same kind of...
So anybody who's doing it is going to be subjected to dealing with blight.
It's called frost. Am I assuming that it's the same kind of consistency as frost? It's hard, but it'll scrape off. It'll come off.
Yeah, it's like ice.
It's like ice.
It's like this door is encased in ice and frost.
The cutting torch do it then.
A cutting torch would probably damage the door.
And we don't know we don't know how blight reacts to heat. That might be dangerous.
That's true. It's not ice. So here's the thing.
Why I was
it's not cold.
It is ice, but it's not ice.
It's frozen.
It's not ice as we know it.
It's frozen, but it's not cold.
Potentially.
I get it. No, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll if you do the Ashes thing and then
we'll get Ashes to enshroud.
I will. Here's the thing. All of those are good ideas. I will let you could use the blowtorch, you could use the archaeologist tools, you could use the pickaxe. Whoever wants to do it, you have tools. It's just that you have to make a decision on whether or not Ashes is going to enshroud the person doing it, or if you're just going to go for it. I'm not going to make you make a roll to clear it.
I think that to be on the safe side, we should enshroud the person who's doing it, because we've no idea what this blight is going to do to somebody.
Okay, so whoever wants to do it then, again, you don't have to make a roll, so it could be any of you, just make a decision.
Well, I need to ask Ashes to do it, though.
Correct. Yes.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, I will ask Ashes to do it. Automations, roll bird handler.
Because I mean, if he's using the that kind of tooling, wouldn't it be like a more logic test, because it's more of a, like, you know,
he says we're not going to need to make a roll to do it. I think the roll's just going to be
this is the roll for Ashes to enshroud him. There's no roll to actually do it. Okay. So Ozil, you are enshrouded. Ashes kind of hops over and kind of floats above you and lowers his wings, and you feel just this almost like an air pressure change. And Osric assumingly is telling you that you're safe from the blight, so you can go ahead and chip away at it.
I believe him.
Yeah, I back away.
Yeah, you get out of the way.
So yeah, it takes very little time to clear off at least the glyph, so that you can see it.
Well, while he continues to clear the entire door, I will concentrate on the glyph and see what I can figure out about it.
So make a logic check. Glyph Scholar works, so does the book.
If the glyph says open, then I think we just need to press it.
Okay. Glyph Scholar. And I also have my Book of Glyphs.
That will also work.
And it's based on logic, yes?
Yes.
Oh, you'll have loads of dice for this.
A what?
Well,
Oh,
I'm not accepting that.
There we go.
There we go.
Look at that many
go.
And lost 0 hope because he rolled no ones.
Don't you automatically lose one
I
for
think you're.
pushing?
Is it still taking hope from you? Because I think you should still take one.
Yeah, you. I think you automatically lose one just for pushing.
But don't you
I've
have that
lost-
logic?
I think we had
lost
this
one.
conversation. You've lost one. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you-
you automatically lose one.
You automatically lose one
Good.
when you push.
All
Even if you don't get ones, you lose
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's
so-
the logic roll?
Oh, so
The what?
the talent that me and
To
Dave both have.
understand the glyph on the door.
Aye.
That's the point of the logic roll.
Oh no,
All right. And me and David's characters both have a talent where we can we can push logic rolls twice. You don't need to in this case, but we
Yeah,
both
they can push twice.
okay.
Scholar.
Okay, so it is in fact the glyph, a minor glyph, right? It's not a full-on glyph. It is the glyph Gepre, Gehpre, which means enter, light, or open.
Press it. Put your hand on it. I'll put my hand on it.
What if the bird glows?
Well, it was already cleared of, like, there's no more blight crystals on it. So yeah, you press your hand.
Well,
What?
no, I'm sorry, because I know one of the powers for the bird, he glows. It's like I thought it might have been like if the
Oh no,
bird was
that's
glowing
like
like a light.
that's a power it does just to actually give us light. It can give us light with one of its powers.
For light, yeah.
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 Okay.
So you touch the glyph,
Mm-hmm.
and it does. You feel an odd vibration, and you can see the lines and circles, in geometric shapes of the glyph start to like light up a little bit. Not like full on neon, but a bit of a gleam, right?
Mhm.
And then there's a resounding crack.
Stepping back a bit.
Okay. And from above, ice crystals, blight crystals begin to fall as the fault line of the door just cracks all the way up and the doors start to open, just creating this avalanche of this blight frost
I'm definitely
that
stepping
falls
back
to either
then.
sides of the doors
No, I
as they open.
Can I check that the the alcoves are still sleeping?
You can. So as you look over to the alcoves, you can probably, your light might just reach like the third alcove on either side at this end, and there you don't see any movement.
Okay. No movement. Let's go.
No.
I think you're not making me
It's
roll
making me-
to dodge these things dropping on me. Eh?
Making me nervous.
Oh no, there's no roll. You
Okay.
all, I would assume you all step back.
Oh, definitely
Oh, yeah.
step
Yep.
back. Yeah.
Well, we'll ask Oziel to kind of sweep this stuff out of the way on the floor because he's protected from it, but we're
I'm
not.
currently protected with blight, so I'll maybe just use my foot to push this all to the side to clear a
Kind
path
of
through
make
it.
a path. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, the doors will also kind of create a path as well as they open outwards.
Yeah, they'll push. Yeah. Oh, so they're opening outwards
Okay.
towards us, yeah.
They are.
Okay.
And beyond the doorway, beyond the light of your lanterns on your suits, you can see very little, but you do see on the floor. Oh, lost Dave.
Oh.
Time out.
Oh, we don't need to time out because he's still in the same position actually, but we can wait for
I've
him.
just dropped out, guys. Sorry. I don't know what happened
No
there.
worries.
I could still see you. I mean, I could still hear
You
you.
good?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back now. It just literally kicked me out for some
Yeah.
reason.
Camera's never moved,
Okay.
so you're fine. I don't need to time out or anything. We're all good.
Okay.
By the way, I wanted to
So,
point
yeah,
out I have
in
a
the
piece of
chamber
equipment.
beyond-
I have an electric lantern. This gets me. I can see a bit further with that. No, it's just short range. Never mind.
Everybody
Ignore me.
has lights on your
Ignore
suits,
me.
I believe. They're built in. But yeah, your electric lantern could be useful to like put down and have an area of light that you can see. And so the massive vault doors stand open. As you stare into the darkness beyond, you can see the glow of not only the open rune, glyph, but also the life and death glyphs on the walls to either side fade and leave almost an after image in your eyes. All you can see, because this chamber beyond has to be massive, your lights get lost almost immediately in the darkness. But all you can see now that the door is open is that mere steps into the chamber beyond, the vault. The floor appears to be covered in browning, dead, leafy vines.
Ooh.
Do you want to head inside?
Yes, Rick. What are we doing?
Let the man in view the Blight go look around.
Who's our gardener expert?
That's me. In fact, hang on 2 seconds. I'm just writing notes. Thank you for the reminder, David. This might be about the first time I actually get to use something from my background. So I have a couple of things here.
Yeah.
I have a talent. I've also got a book, I think. So you get so that's for cultivating, right? And for understanding, right? So you get a +1 base die per talent level for understanding flora and ivy. So I've got that, and I think I've got a book somewhere. Hang on. Old paper journal. Bonus to logic rolls concerning knowledge of botany. So what I want to do is I want to just have a look at these vines, this dead vines that are all over the ground, and see if I can kind of work out what kind of plant it is, how long it's dead, things like that. Is that logic roll?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so logic with the talent, botanist, and equipment is the old paper journal. Okay. Oh, Max has been kicked.
Nice one.
Looks like Max has been kicked out of Discord again, but he's still.
No.
Oh no, he's there.
There.
He's there.
He just stepped away from the screen.
We are having a wild one tonight. I'll
He's
definitely
muted.
accepting that. Yeah, definitely accepting that.
So the vines, I hate to disappoint, but even with that successful roll, are unidentifiable. You've never seen the like.
Alien.
Which tells me a lot, because I know a lot about. If I've not seen this is something different.
They are desiccated, but as you take a closer look at them, they do appear. They appear almost in hibernation, I guess would be the best. Like you feel like these could be nursed back to health.
Oh, okay.
But they are quite dry.
Brittle, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say
But
the floor
Covering
is
the
covered,
floors in mounds.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say, is it just one flat area, or is it kind of piled up so you can't actually...
It's piled up, right? So like if you're going to move into the chamber, you're going to have to walk on and over and through these vines.
Do they look blighted?
No.
We just walk through them gently then.
I think I should ask Ashes do a quick exploration to check for blight. I mean, we know there is blight, but he can check and see how far this goes. And
okay.
Yeah. So I shall ask.
No,
Ashes.
I mean we're in encounter time, so you don't need to necessarily make a roll. You can just tell Blight, hey, can you fly in there real quick and take a look?
Okay.
This is not using. Yeah.
I will ask him to go in and check. Is this one solitary chamber, or does it extend beyond this? In other words, how far?
And he comes back relatively quickly and indicates to you that it is quite large. It's easily 5 times the side of the carved out chamber you were just in. A matter of 200, maybe 300 meters in diameter. And he says, "There's somebody in the middle."
Okay. Can I ask him if there is a clearer path to the middle? In other words, fewer mounds of vines.
Yeah, no, he just says all vines.
All vines.
Strong blight.
Is there any way I could ask him to give me some protection versus Blight? Can I get shrouded?
I think this is probably where we use his clear blight capability to clear all blight from one zone for one shift.
If we do, aren't we going to mess up the blight that's going to them and potentially wake them up?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that might
disturb them and wake them up.
Again,
I think they're disturbed enough already to have accepted this
Good
compromise.
Good point.
They're not awake in this moment, though.
Just to be clear, clear blight is only for like zone background blight. It's not for specific like sources of blight.
So it's not going to unblight a person that's blighted.
Yeah, you can't unblight a person, you can't unblight an object or an artifact.
Well, Ozil is still enshrouded for this.
Ozil is enshrouded, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Can I get shrouded? So that help me out.
We'll need to be careful. How many points of energy does he have left?
He has 3 points left.
And is it one to enshroud someone?
If I ask him to enshroud Rico, are you prepared to take the risk with me?
Yeah.
Edris?
I will. Yeah.
Okay. Edris and I will risk it. We will ask
Let's do it.
Ashes to enshroud Rico.
Very well. Make the roll.
Now, does that cost our energy? Does that cost him energy?
Yeah.
So he's down 2 then.
Point of energy
he's down 2 then because he's done it to me as well. So he's only got 1 left.
No, he was at 4.
Oh, I thought he started with 3. I thought he started with 3.
You guys 4.
Sound.
No, you guys improved his energy last time you had.
Yeah, that's what we did.
That's right. Yeah, we picked it up. Yeah.
Or crew points.
Let's do it again next time. So we've got
so
loads
that's
of crew
successful.
Oh my god!
Oh, nice.
The same kind of pressure bubble kind of form around you as Ashes floats above you and brings his wings down to either side of your head, and you feel suddenly lighter in a way.
You know, you two are going to have to go up to that thing in the middle, don't you?
Oh no! I pull out the super sledge. I'm like the pirate sledge. I'm like, yeah, I got this.
We're not fighting yet. Keep doing that. We're not there yet.
We'll see.
Smashy later.
So, heading inside?
Yep. I go in. I'm like, all right, I got this. Let's go.
Very well. Edris and Osric, you are both going to suffer a blight attack as you enter the chamber as a wave of blight spills out.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh.
That was only 1 success on Edris, but the base is 3, so you're going to take 3 heart.
Oh.
Do I not get to use blight protection? Or is that...
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, you still get to roll.
You still get to roll for your protection, but you're facing 3.
Yeah, you can only block 2.
Thank God I took the idea. I'm like, oh.
So you're gonna take 3.
Oh.
And the same ways also hits Osric, so Osric needs to make a blight protection roll.
Very good.
Good luck.
Sorry, gents.
Nah, it's okay, mate. You're on 1 heart. It was the right decision. Unlucky.
And you also take 3.
We could stand, Osric. We could stand.
If you can stand, you can fight.
I was willing to risk it for my beliefs.
Are either of you broken?
No, I still have 4 heart left.
Oh yeah, then you're doing great. Okay. So, assuming you head towards the center?
Yeah, I got sledge in hand. just kind of creeping up the guy.
Yeah, I've got my hand behind my back, ready to pull a gun just in case.
Then it's time to bring you all to a new scene.
Yay! This is what you were
Go for it,
desperate to
Shadow.
do when everything was crashing. You're like, oh no, we're not going to see a thing.
I really was. It's dumb. You're probably gonna think it's weak, but
I'm exactly the same, Brian. I am exactly the same.
Have we moved into the next chamber?
Oh, oh, oh!
I don't see anything yet.
Yeah,
I do.
it looks like it's taking a second for you to load in. We'll wait until Max is in the scene before we continue. Does it say it's loading or anything, Max?
No, it's just black screen, unless it's it.
Okay, give it a
Well,
second.
I can see something.
I see it.
I can see something.
You cannot switch screens until resources are finished loading the current view. I'm like, okay.
Okay, it's trying to load it for you.
It's just trying to load
yeah.
it. You'll see it on stream, Max. If you have a look on stream, you'll see it.
Okay, yeah. It looks like an astronaut.
So, as you move into the center of the chamber, the brittle vines crunch and crackle underneath you as you step over and sometimes into these mounds of vines. And you can almost see motes of blight floating in the air around you. And there, resting almost half-seated, is a figure in a vacuum suit.
Still. We're moving.
Yeah, completely still.
I'm gonna go check him out. Not like that, but check it. Check the body out.
Careful.
I'm nosy.
I'm coming with you.
Is it a sealed vacuum suit, or has it got vines going into it?
Not into it, but there are some vines on some of his.
Creeping up round it.
Like have kind of looks grown over it.
So he's been there for a while.
The suit actually does look familiar to both Edris and Osric. It looks like the person you saw in your visions earlier in the delve.
Okay.
This was the guy.
Can you pull me over there now? Because I reset it. I reset the whole page.
Let me give that a try.
This was the guy I saw.
Yep, there you
when we
go.
were climbing.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember now. Yes. Didn't mean it make any sense at the time. You know, totally illogical.
So I point at the guy and I point at the hammer. Point at the guy, point at the hammer.
No, it's okay. No hammer time.
So if you want to investigate the body at all,
would it be better to have like one of us, go over there and check it out in case there's something worse?
Well,
up to you.
I am enshrouded and I've got high logic, so I'll do it.
Oh, I know, but I can assist you. I can go over there and assist you.
Oh,
So,
we're in the room, aren't we? We're in the room anyway, so we're not going to get attacked again.
We can all go.
So he appears to be holding something in his right hand.
ooh.
And his suit does have a number of pouches and appears to have some insignia on it. So tell me what you want to look at.
Does my cultural savant include the history of the first ships to arrive at Ship City? And
That would more be historian.
If his suit says NASA, I'm going to be well impressed.
Would investigator be good?
If
Well,
it
we
says
should-
SpaceX, I
mean-
won't be.
I'm gonna have a look at him and I'm gonna investigate him for clues.
And I'll search his
Okay.
pockets.
Can I investigate him for clues, aye?
You can. So
Okay.
that'll be a logic test. Searching for clues is fine.
With
Dave, if you're
investigator.
going for his pockets, he's got several. And in fact, one of his pockets on, we'll say his left thigh, you're just kind of rooting through, not like looting, like treasure looting, but like trying to figure out what's going. Yeah. And in that pocket, you find a synthetic pouch, like a sample pouch, that contains a dried white flower.
Ooh. I will call my friend Oziel.
Yep.
And say, check this out.
Okay, well, now
So,
first,
Oziel.
first I've got to decide what I'm doing with that fail.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm losing 3 hope. Yeah, I can't push that. I've got to
I would
accept,
just accept it.
I've got to accept that.
Accept it.
But now I'm going to have a look at the flower.
Now, we'll get to that. I'll tell you it automatically based on a roll you made previously. For David, since you said you were kind of looking at insignia and whatnot, why don't you give me a logic test?
Okay.
I'm going to see what's in his hand.
Okay.
Says Wiener.
Logic.
He's been here a while.
He's like that. Have you seen the guy at Pompeii? Like, there's a famous like petrified skeleton
frozen in place.
Aye, and he's fucking
So,
at it.
David, you recognize this figure from your visions. You can see inside of the faceplate the closer you get, and he looks mummified. It's not a skeleton. There's still some skin, but it's difficult to tell the age. However, looking at the suit, while you may not be a trained historian, you can tell that this suit is older than even the old Horizon.
Oh.
Is it still intact?
Oh yeah, it's intact.
We take the body.
The insignia on the chest, just as you in your vision, shows that he was a crew member of the Nadir. And an insignia patch on his left shoulder indicates his name is Nikovar, Nikovar. And you brought it up, Dave. I'll go ahead and add, not that any of you would necessarily recognize this, but the insignia for the Nadir does bear a striking resemblance, if maybe advanced a little bit with time, of the NASA logo.
Oh, but characters won't know that or recognize that.
Okay.
No, because the Nadir was one of the generation ships that was sent from the first Horizon to out into space.
From Earth.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you mentioned he had something in his hand?
He did. So Rico said you were looking at it. It looks like a small black orb. It is about the size of an apple. It's glimmering a little bit in your torchlight. Maybe some accents of brass or something like that. Difficult to tell.
All right.
Are you grabbing it?
All right. Now by hand, I have heavy tools, and what it is, I grab one that's like a pincher, or at least something I can lightly kind of, like tongs or something that I can lightly pick it up. Not by hand.
Okay.
And I kind of, I go to Osric, and I'm like, hey, what's this?
Catch.
It looks like a set of pincers.
I believe Oziel has artifact specialist.
I have artifact specialist. Let me have a look at that. I do have artifact specialist.
I can consult my little one of my
You
books
can.
and see if it tells me about it.
I've got artifact specialist and a high logic, so I think it's worth a roll for me.
Now, are you just going to look at it with the tongs?
No, I'm going to look at it.
Hand.
I'm also going to look at it under a magnifying glass, which I have.
But are you going to touch it?
No, I'll lay it down on the fucking ground if I have to. I'm not
Why is
touching
everybody so scared?
I'll touch it. I don't mind. I'll grab it.
I mean, we're wearing gloves. We have a suit on. It's no your bare hand anyway.
There you go.
Aye, I'll hold it in my hand. I've got a suit on anyway. I've got a suit on anyway. I'll hold it in my hand.
Thank you.
I'm good. And get my magnifying glass and have a good look at it.
So let's stop for a moment.
Okay.
Nobody point out to him that that astronaut also had his gloves on.
He did.
Yeah, why do you think I was using tongs?
So
I saw that. Oh my god, I'm not done.
depending upon Depending upon where you have your environment sound slider, this might be loud, but as soon as Ozil grabs the artifact out of the tongs,
Your quake.
so your comms start to crackle, and you hear this rising wave and a piercing, high-pitched signal as the orb in Ozil's hand starts to glow, and it gets brighter and brighter and brighter until, like a nova, all of you, your vision is just flashed white and you can't see anything.
Oh, that even helps me work better. Yay. I really got a problem with the eyes.
Wow.
I think you lost
A
your
few
chance
moments
to make
later-
your roll on the artifact table.
Yeah.
A few moments later, your vision starts to clear, and you've got a bit of after effects, but you don't feel as if you're any worse for wear.
Are we still got Blight? Just out of curiosity.
You do. Oh, actually,
Okay,
no,
so
you
yeah,
don't. So
it
all of
hasn't
your
cleared the
lanterns
Blight.
have shut off.
Oh.
You're in the dark, and there's just this receding glow just from this orb that is
I'm like-
slowly going out. I'll allow all of you to do this if you want. Use a point of supply to say, just for all of you, not like individually, that you grab some additional batteries or something like that for the lantern and like your suit.
Get the lights back on.
Your comms appear to be out,
Oh.
but by spending a point of supply, you get some lights back on.
Yep.
Okay. I
Dead
did.
one max.
Ozil,
Yep.
Yep.
as the one holding it,
Mm-hmm.
you heard this shrill sound almost in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and for some strange reason, you feel like something answered. Like a signal was sent and recognized,
Okay.
and something far away has responded to it.
Oh.
Look at Ozil.
In addition to all of that, as you all are kind of slotting batteries into your suits in your lantern, you notice something that you never thought you would notice. This entire time, you've been delving in Ship City. And being in Ship City, you've become quite used to the rumble of the city's life support systems and the hum of those systems reverberating through the very rock itself, even down here. The city's gone quiet.
Oh.
I look and see. What did you do?
Have you just taken
are
the battery out of
standing-
the city?
In utter stillness.
I say we need to
And I
get out
think
of here.
that's where we'll leave it for today.
I think so, eh? Ah, yes! Oh, shit! Oh, fuck. We just fucked the whole city.
Well, I know.
You just
I'm gonna
looked
take the
something
body.
up that is,
do you
that is
not-
now coming to us.
Oh.
Do you not remember how things started on the first few sessions?
Mm-hmm.
Ship City is dying.
Mm-hmm.
We
You
make
just pulled life
copies of
support,
log.
mate. You've literally just unplugged life support.
No, Max did and handed it to me.
Yeah, this is true.
Hey, what are you gonna do to
There we
Tom?
go.
What's this on my bare hands?
Well, that's a beauty of a cliffhanger. That's an absolute beauty of a cliffhanger. I'm so glad we persevered with the Discord problems and kept playing. That was fun. Let's get some XP before we all
Was-
die, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I guess we
Okay.
can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually put little tabs in my book
Check you out.
Noise.
so I can remember where everything is.
Well, I don't
All
think
right, did
anybody
you
gets.
participate?
Yep.
What's that?
I was going to say, I don't think anybody has actually interacted with their.
Nobody with a
No,
faction
not
for
today.
this.
Time.
No, we've been down here for like a day, probably.
I think only David has engaged in his quirk.
Yeah, because I went out to Sirasira.
I didn't.
well.
I didn't do mine
Ozil
today.
didn't do any weird kind of ticks. I don't know. Max wanting to smash everything with his hammer, does that count as superstition or just bloodlust?
No, that's just bloodlust. That's just bloodlust.
Well,
That's no superstition.
Sometimes superstition is like if they don't want to stay down, you gotta hit it.
Every problem to Max's character is a nail. He just wants to fucking hit
It's,
it with a hammer.
it's a nail,
That's
You just hammer? Yes,
So-
no?
Yeah, I think that's just David for that one. So
Yep.
everybody's still on one except David. Did you explore an unknown location? Sure. Did you
Yes.
investigate a mystery? Sure, ongoing.
Yes.
Did you instigate or partake in intrigue? No. Did you help another explorer? Sure, everybody has done that in this session.
We did it.
Did you overcome a difficult challenge? You did.
Okay.
elf,
Did you
made it
interact
through
with your... No. And that's it. So everybody gets 5
5
except
for me,
David. You
6
get
for
6.
David.
Nice. I'm up to 19. That's
I'm
good.
up to 13.
I'm at
Crew
21 now.
points.
Crew points.
Oh, but
You
we
guys
did a
need
crew
to
point,
start
right?
spending. Like, there's no space left.
There's
on
no
the
pips
track.
left for it,
I mean, there's 3. We'll see if we go past that.
I mean,
So,
I
crew
thi-
points. Did the crew take on a challenge together? Yes. Did the crew undertake a delve? Yes. Did the crew find a new builder glyph? Yes. Or a new artifact? Yes.
Is that 2 yeses? Still, or is it 3?
No. They're the same.
Yeah.
Did the crew give or get a promised favor? No. Did the crew turn an artifact into a faction? No. Did the crew
Nope.
gain aid from the bird in desperate circumstances?
100%.
Yes. So technically you have now
4 crew
16.
points. 16.
16 crew points. You're going to need to spend some. Somebody needs to write down that you... Well, I'll write down. Yes.
I'm writing it down. 16 crew points total.
Well, I say we can always upgrade the bird. I mean, there's some.
We can't
You
spend them
better
until
with
we're
as
on
much
the.
as you've been using it.
We can't spend them until we're on the surface, though, can we?
What,
No, you
for the
can't
bird?
spend
I
them
think we
until
can't.
you're on the surface.
What, even for the bird?
And you need a whole shift. Are you going to hang out down
We need
here
full
for a
shift.
shift?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that like we don't need to be like if we're ever in an area where we don't need to be at the city, we can do something.
You
with
need to
bird
be
at
in a
some point.
safe place. This is not
Yeah, that's what I mean.
technically a safe place.
This is not a safe place.
I know it's not a safe place. That's why.
Definitely
What do you think
not
I
now.
got the whole shroud? I'm like, all right, let's just run. I'm gonna grab the body. We're gonna run.
So
We've got to
yeah,
get past
right,
our
that's
friends
that's
that
where
are
we ended for
probably
today.
go-
So just so you're
Probably
aware,
gonna wake up.
next session, exiting will be easy.
Oh,
You're
good.
just going to track how much supply you have to spend. There's no event rolls.
Only
There's
got 2
no
of them, guys.
additional.
Just to let you know.
Right. There's no additional blight that you need to deal with. You'll just be able to exit.
Okay, well, I did have a quick question. Did anybody
Yeah.
want to give me supplies so I can keep it like what I'm doing, so everybody can take the supplies off?
We'll,
the
Yeah,
we'll worry about
We'll
that
work
when
that
we
out
start
next
next.
session, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me do a
But
wee-
yeah, you will be able to exit very quickly. So with Brian rejoining us, he might not be involved in like the first 5 to 10 minutes or so.
It'll be in
But
the session.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
my assumption is that you guys are going to exit the vault fairly quickly.
Oh yeah.
With the
I'm
artifact
as I
that
said,
you
grabbing the
found.
body and going.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
you're going to try and bring the body back with you?
We'll discuss that next session, Max. We'll discuss that next
yeah.
session.
I mean, it's like a-
We'll talk about that
That's
next
what I said,
session.
the artifact is in
The
Ozil's
body
hand.
is an artifact, certainly.
I know.
We'll talk about that
I
next
said they
session.
can have the body, but I'm keeping the suit. I'm like,
Right. I'm going to do a quick
I
outro.
think people will argue with you about that one.
I'm going to do a quick
I know, it's- I'm
outro,
joking.
and then we're going to raid Brotherhood of the Dice, folks.
Also, that suit
Oh.
is not better than modern delving suits. It's just
I know.
It's not
No,
very
but
cool
it's
or
a
anything.
priceless antique.
So...
That
we're
is
gonna get
true.
some good for that.
Yeah,
Get
it'll be
something
worth
good out of
money.
that.
Right. Brian, thank you for the
Well,
session.
no, that's something. So I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not going to be able to carry the body out with you.
Okay.
You don't have the strength to do that. You will report that the body is there, and someone will get it in future, but you're not going to be able to carry the body out with
So
you.
we can't carry the suit though? Can we just strip the suit? Or
No.
You're going to strip the body?
No, we're not taking a body
No,
out
Who
we'll
there.
knows
do
what's
this
going to
one.
happen
So-
to the mummy inside?
So
We'll talk.
this next session.
We'll talk about this in 2 weeks anyway. I'm trying to do an outro
Okay.
so that I can say
Yeah, that's
goodnight
fair.
to the troops. Thank you very much for the session, Brian. Thank you, David, Dave, Max, for the Game Boys, and thanks for your patience through the technical difficulties. Thank you to the viewers on YouTube catching this next week. We really appreciate you. And again, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, why the fuck not? Press the button. Don't be a dickhead. Thank you. Good night.